Okay, B section of the drop. Ba-boom. Let's see here. I guess I can do the rest of the song too. I'm fucking lazy. I fucking hate Discord notification sounds. Let's see here. Okay. Let me play the whole. First sound is a Reese layered with the acapella, just a double hit, without any post-processing. Sounds like literally just two detuned saw waves from Sylenth. Doesn't have to be done in Sylenth. I just did it because I was kind of on a roll and just using it a ton in this project. Don't even use Sylenth that much. Just chorus. Don't know why I have a tuner on here. Phaser, cutting out certain peaks, creating kind of a more vowel movement, distorting to crisp up the chorus, and also to bring up any lost frequencies from the phaser. Another phaser, creating other cool peaks, OTT, EQ, and saturation. Pretty simple. The saturator, a lot of the saturators on these growls are going to have like boosts in the depth and changes to the frequency, because that causes more interesting distortion outside of just like purely overdriving the signal and like causing it to clip. And then a gate, because initially I was using Omicide on a lot of these growl patches in the first instance of this project, and then I reopened it a couple days later and realized that I have the demo only, and the fucking demo just does not save patches across project files, which is like annoying, but like I'm not gonna fucking pay for a plugin that has like no support for it anymore. It is a really like using it and then bouncing stuff to audio in the demo. It's still totally really like nice to do. Next is the same pluck from the A section. And that, but the low end from the A section is just muted here, easy. And then it has a little background, like detuned, kind of spooky atmosphere pad thing I made in Sylenth. Just two detuned saw waves, one's an octave up from the other one, filtered with cutoff and pitch LFO'd. Create some more movement in it than it just being static one note. And then that's frozen and bounced to audio, just so then I can like, I cut the clip and I turned it up for when the kind of like dinosaur sound plays. Next is the same massive scream womp. Oh, actually, I should probably mention that it does have the pitch shifter plugin that's with Ableton 11. This is an effect that like you can also mimic by just duplicating the channel and then pitching one instance up an octave in either tones or texture mode, and finding like a sweet spot with the grain size and flux and whatnot, and just turning down the octave higher channel. Massive womp that I explained in the first video. And then there's these big like Hoover slides. In fact, it's actually the same exact patch as this one right here. Just like, I just tweaked the detune on the layers, and I tweaked and I opened up the filters on them without any processing. You don't hear anything. Oh. It's still like, it's just kind of making it fatter and louder. Everyone loves that. Like, just fucking loud ass sounds. Then there's this dinosaur screech. 100% shot. No, okay, not 100%. Like, I have no fucking clue. But to my ears, I'm kind of fucking stupid, but it sounds like it's like ripped from like a video or a movie or something, or like an actual like cinematic dinosaur. Like, but it also like vaguely sounded like the Angry Saws preset from Gladiator, and it's so that's what I did, and with just a little bit of pitch bend. And then it has a convolution on it to kind of mimic the same sound that I was trying to make it sound like it was like ripped from a scene where there's like kind of a more interesting sounding reverb, like caused by being in a real physical room than just like a typical like digital reverb. And then it is being compressed to shit. The dampness is pretty, like the dry wet's pretty high up. And then distortion, and just making it a little bit wider with the utility, and just layers with the spooky atmosphere pad in the background, and that's turned up. And then there's the two big Reese growls. So this one right here, without any processing, sounds like just literally the same Royal preset, but with a pulse wave down an octave and a saw wave up an octave, still slightly detuned from each other. A little bit filtered. And then with an EQ, chorus, phaser, high pass to create the vowel, distortion, again with the depth turned up, creates some cooler peaks than just straight overdrive. Phaser, utility, bring it back to mono, compression, distortion, and then double OTT and a limiter. You know, it's cool. And then there's this one, which again is a Reese from Silence. Two detuned saws, both being retriggered on retrigger mode. The reason why I use two different oscillators and not just like one oscillator, turned it up two voices, detuned it, and kept it in mono, is because either you have to start with the phase at 0% for both waves, and then they kind of do that like that restart via gate, that kind of sound that comes with having like multiple of the same waves stacked and all of them slightly out of pitch with each other, and they just slowly go from in phase to out of phase, which is a really cool sound, but like I just wanted it to sound like a Reese that just started very consistently on the same phase. Without any post-processing, sounds like I said, literally just a Reese. Chorus, utility, bring it more in mono, phaser, saturator, auto filter, phaser, OTT, EQ, and more distortion. And that's like basically all the patches for the drop. What just happens is slight arrangement changes between each section and changes to the like growl modulation to a degree, and pitch bend, and like notes played, you know. And then there is something interesting that happens at the last bar. That dinosaur sound plays, and then you have this. It's basically this. You have a reverse. That sample, like of the Reese growl, is reversed, and then this is triggered twice. But the second time it's triggered, it goes up an octave and a semitone in just Complex Pro. Just add some variation to it. Then you have the I bounced this part of the drop with the like the plucks and stuff out to audio to get this initial hit to sound correct. It's this same, just Reese and like acapella hit, just pitched up an octave. If I bring them down, first it hits in the beats mode, doing its weirdness, and then it hits in the tones mode. And Then it just plays again up an octave, down a semitone. And then goes to the rest of the drop. There's no differences to the drums from the first video except for a breakbeat that plays. Just vengeance. Sounds like dog shit by itself. I just chopped it up to make it fit a little better. Make it a little more breakbeaty than it was in the beginning, with just bringing it closer to mono, compression, EQ, saturation, and cutting out the highs and lows. Yeah. And then, yeah, that's about everything in the B section. I can cover everything else that happens in the song that's not in a bass sound or in the drop. But basically, I have the original, My Name is Skrillex, like Shadow Dancing Andy Gibb chop. I remade it like a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. It's just... just pitched up 5 semitones and beat matched to 128. It's being filtered, and the filter is moving throughout the intro, buildups, and whatnot. The reason it's split into 2 channels is I have the high part of the sample, and then here I have kind of the more bass sounds. Like, it's not that much going on, and then this one's just cutting out the bass sounds. I didn't need to do it this way, but it was kind of like what I ended up doing after trying to fix some mistakes I found. Just a silent preset, slightly modified super pulse. This is the preset used in the original. Apparently, that's what because it sounds right. That's what everyone says. Layer them together. And then there's just a silent super saw kind of stab, like a key literally super saw with a filter envelope, some chorus and EQ, just playing some chords. And then there's the acapella.
My name is Skrillex.
With like hand automated gate basically, because if you can't tell, the fucking acapella sounds like dog shit. Could not find a good one online, so I had to make do. There's a riser from Vengeance, you know, and then right before the drop, it just layers the vocals twice. It layers this part and the beginning of it, which sounds like. And then this part happens here where the sample plays, layered with the acapella filtering open. And then it plays, and it's just that same sound from the intro layered with just another silent preset, just compression EQ. Sounds like this by itself. You know, and not much else happens till the outro, which is just everything plays together at once, except this part is an octave up. And then at the very end, there is just a little glitchy snare, just, you know, just this snare here, but it's just been stretched to shit. I froze it, but it's literally just the snare, like, made 4 times as long, and in the beats mode, probably on like 1/4, and then you get that kind of, yeah. Anything else I should probably mention? I guess what I like have on the master. I have it all grouped so I could like listen to the original and then also listen to mine without having my master chain affect the original. But it's just some like some peaking done through a saturator because everything's kind of gain staged to a degree at least. But a saturator kind of boosting it up and also adding a little bit of warmth and distortion. In OTT, I don't give a fuck about the kind of phase cancellation weirdness that happens in OTT. I put it on like every master channel because I'm a lazy fuck. Pro Q3 did some like dynamic EQing in the mids and a little bit boost of the mud, which probably doesn't need to be there, but I thought it sounded good because I have shitty ears. More multiband, just at like 63% and kind of cranked up into it. Another compression, altered preset from Pro C2, and a limiter boosted to all fucking get out. Yeah, that should be everything.